Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans. Welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III. Fans, we weren't supposed to be live today with Dudes at Ringside. We were probably going to pre-record this episode, but today I decided to go live on Facebook and YouTube. So let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to my friend of yours, Riley. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside, Riley. Welcome.
Fun.
Awesome. So, Riley, if my internationally known fans, preferably my fans from the States, if they're not familiar with you, introduce yourself.
So I'm a wrestler from Newcastle. I've been wrestling for about 2 years now, and it's going pretty good.
Oh, so who trained you, Riley?
So I train at FTW. My coach is Big Chris and Mitch the Kid. They've been trainers for obviously like 2 years now, and honestly, like they're the best coaches I've ever had.
Awesome. So, like, was it hard to find the school? Because I know, and nowadays you have all kinds of internet access to find schools and everything like that. Was it easy? Is it easy? Did you find it easy? Did you find it hard to find school?
Funny story. Me and my friend were gonna go try out in 2019, and we were gonna go, and then my friend ended up like bottling it, and then I didn't want to do it, and then I just never thought about it, and then I had like screenshotted the details of all the stuff, and then one day I was scrolling through my phone and I was like, you know what, I might try that out. And I messaged Big Chris and he said, yeah, come along to a session. And then I've never looked back.
Awesome. Like, when you first stepped foot into the training facility, like, what was your energy like?
I was pretty nervous. I'm quite a nervous person, to be honest. It might not seem like it, but yeah, I do get nervous easily. So I was just sat in the corner, like, trying not to speak to anyone. And then Mitch the Kid came up with us and was like, "Oh, hello, I'm Mitch." And then he introduced us to his dad. And then, and then they just asked us, like, what was my experience with wrestling. I was like, I've got none. And then, then we just started training from there.
Wow. Awesome. Did you already know what style wrestling you wanted to do when you first started, or was it just thought process?
So when I first started, I wanted to be a high flyer. Like, this is before I'd even took my first bump or anything. I was like, oh, high flying looks cool, because as a kid, my favorite wrestler was Adrian Neville. So I was like, oh, I like a bit of Sean as well. And I was like, oh, I want to be a high flyer. And then I took my first bump and I was like, oh, maybe being a high flyer isn't the best idea.
You're like, yeah, no, not today, Satan, no.
No,
So you were against the high flyer thing, I guess. It's too many bumps. Too in the certain situation, you were like, no. So, who are some of the wrestlers that were like some of your inspirations as a kid?
So I obviously, like I said, I like Sean and Adrian Neville. You see, that was really the main two growing up. I mean, I like Batista, but then as I grew up, obviously every kid likes Cena, so I did like Cena. But then nowadays, I'm liking me Codys, me Sheamuses, me Gunther's, and but mainly Neville, and because Neville's from Newcastle, so he was the first like wrestler from Newcastle. I was like, oh, he's from here. Let's see if he's any good. And then obviously I watched him and I thought he was amazing.
We had a few talkers in the chat today. We have Alfie. I don't know if it's the Alfie. I don't know if that's the Alfie I know. Is that Alfie with Didi, or is that another Alfie?
That's Alfie who trains with us.
I know an Alfie that she has a Didi. Like, she has the doll Didi. I'm like, is that Alfie? Alfie, is that you? Well, that's not my Alfie that I know. And then you have another one here.
A favorite egg dish. Couldn't tell you.
Oh boy, is that a controversial thing? Do you not like eggs or something?
Funny. So another story. I hadn't ever had eggs until like a year ago. And so Stephen, he goes by the name of Thomas Blood. We did a Secret Santa at training, and he bought us an egg cookbook, and yeah, so I've just been making eggs since then.
I know Thomas Blood. The Blood family loves me. They love me. I love the Blood family. Tell them I say hi when you speak to them.
I will do. I will do.
They'll be like, Thomas is like, oh, we know. We've been on Dudes It Rings. Bethel, his wife will be like, oh, we love Joe. He's a good guy. I've talked to a lot of the fun wrestlers and stuff like that from the UK, but we have another one in the chat. Where are we now? We have, where are we? Okay, here we go.
Ooh, who's the most entertaining wrestler at FTW? Oh, that's a tough one. I don't actually know. I think everyone's amazing, but if I say most entertaining, I'd say, I'd say Lucid Luke with all of these high flips and stuff like that. I think that's quite cool. But then yet again, I think I'm not just saying this because he's my coach, but Big Chris is entertaining because in the back he's like, yeah, don't swear. Whenever you like, try not to swear. Second he walks out through the curtain, you hear every swear word in the world. So,
well, you know, you're at practice. It's just you and your friends and no fans, so it's kind of like not a PG world, if you know what I mean. If your coach you're practicing, no one's gonna be like, oh good heavens, I didn't hit you right. It's gonna be the F and the S. Like everybody's gonna be cursing. So
yeah, I mean, I don't really curse, but sometimes the odd one might slip out here and there.
yeah. It happens, you know. No one's perfect when it comes to wrestling and training. So Riley, is there any other places that you would like to wrestle within the UK countries or out of the and like out by me? Or is there anywhere you want to wrestle?
There's not like a specific place I've got like my eye on. I just want to try and get my name out there as much as I can because I've only ever actually wrestled for FTW. So I haven't wrestled anywhere else. Like this year, I'm looking to like get outside bookings and stuff like that. Why is it been done? It's my new hat out. I thought if I wore it,
I'm always wearing a hat, so it's like the roles reversed today. I'm like, I just got home from work.
Because look, my hair's an absolute mess, so that's why I've got the hat on.
I was just lazy. I ran to my laptop going kind of like, what's that movie with the guys running to the backyards? I'm like trying to run to my backyard, run through my basement. Hi, Mom. See you later. Got to go downstairs. Threw the scrubs off, threw a t-shirt on, threw the polo on, flipped on the password on my laptop, put the TV on, and I was just like, whew, made it. Riley's like right there, bloop, bloop, live, doing theme song. I was like,
I was worried in case I didn't make it on in time, but we cleared that up straight away.
We're here. Oh, we got some more. Riley, JJ Hill is in the house.
Oh, JJ, yep. He did give us my first egg. We went to his to watch Elimination Chamber, and he did give us my first egg. So yeah, that was all JJ.
Are you testing different egg dishes to see if you like them, like a YouTube review kind of thing?
Well, JJ Hall, when I went to his, he gave us like 4 or 5 different dishes to try them all. But he did prank us though because he got a rubber egg and he tried to make us crack it. And I was sitting there trying to crack it for ages and it just wouldn't crack. And then he was laughing. I was like, "What's up, yeah?" And turns out it was like a bouncy ball rubber egg.
There's
So
definitely good things you should try that it's always like people always ask for it when you go to diners here in the States, like a Western omelet,
yeah,
peppers, it's almost like an omelet. They put cheese in it, maybe ham.
you see, I wouldn't really go for that, me.
Okay. I'm always traditionalist when it comes to like breakfast, scrambled eggs with like bacon or sausage.
You see, I'm that's so yeah. Chicken nuggets and chips all the way.
Okay. Like and if you ever come to the States, there's a place that in the southern states, in some parts of PA, it's a big popular thing. There's a guy named Muscleman Malcolm. He always asks the wrestlers, "You ever go to the States? Definitely look around and look for a Waffle House." I've never been there, and they say there you can get a really big order of stuff and like go crazy, and you'll be like, "Oh, I want 5 eggs, hash browns, and
I did
peppers." What?
hash brown.
Yeah. Um. I see your awesome championship belt. Let's go into about that. So when you that day when you won, like what was your process on like that match?
So JJ Hall, who's just been in the chat there, so he was the champion at the time. And we'd been oh um so
Okay.
we'd been so we've been planning this match for like ages. So yeah, we had it locked down what we're gonna do. But so I didn't know I was going over match. This is pulling the curtain back a little bit. But
Oh boy.
so I was meant to lose that match. So we'd been practicing a stomp, like a Seth Rollins curb stomp, and
Oh yeah.
like flip it in, like he would flip it into like a power bomb, and that would be like the ending. So yeah, we before the match, we go out, we're doing the match, and so what the spot is he's springboarding and I super kick him and I pin him, but he is meant to kick out, but he doesn't kick out, and I'm looking there, I'm thinking why, I'm shocked because I'm like, wait, was that meant to happen? And then I look at him and he's holding his mouth. I'm like, wait, what the hell's going on? But then turns out they'd been working us, and yeah, so I actually didn't find out I was winning the belt until he didn't kick out. So it was like so I had no clue about it. But yeah, it was probably one of the best days of my life.
Yeah, like it's crazy to think like when you win a belt, now you have to go home with it. So do they give you like a way to keep the belt clean? Is there like any methods that you do to keep the belt looking shiny when you go to shows?
To be honest, when I did get home, I did look online about like stuff like that, but then I'd seen videos of people like cleaning their belts and then like they'd use certain stuff and it would like rub all the gold off, and I was like, I don't want to be the guy to break the belt, so
That belt's beautiful, dude.
I'm not going anywhere near it.
Do you have the belt with you right now, or is it in the car?
I don't actually have it with us. It's I'm at my girlfriend's house, but it's actually at my house. So
I don't know, man. I'd be scared as hell if it was that. Like, if I was a wrestler, and my girlfriend said, "Oh, I'll take the belt." I'd be afraid the dog would like, pee on it, or like the dog would be like, "Ooh, chew toy." You take off with it and then think it's some kind of chew toy.
I don't
But
think not yet.
so when the referee, you said you really weren't prepared for the win.
Yeah.
When that referee counted 3 and you heard the bell, I know you said you really weren't like, "Hey, what's going on? Welcome." You weren't prepared for the count and the referee.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind when you heard the referee like ring the bell? Was it?
So literally, if you watch the video, so I'm all arms over. I'm doing like a lazy cover because I'm like, oh, he's kicking out, and then he goes 1, 2, 3. So I'm like selling, and then you literally see his like put my head straight up and go like, what? And then I'm looking about, and then I step up into the corner. I've got like my hands over my head. I'm like, oh my god, and like I just didn't know like what to do because I was like, and then obviously I lift the belt up with the referee raising my hand, and then obviously JJ Hall give us a hug and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, okay, and then and, yeah, rolled out and like celebrated with me family, but yeah.
That's awesome. You have another question in the chat.
How do you deal with not getting overconfident and big head? I
Oh boy.
I mean, I've only had one match since winning my belt, and I got absolutely annihilated.
Oh gosh. Oh no. Is
got,
that the wrestling like you? I don't know. I'm a fan and a podcaster, but do you find that as a champion's curse? Like after you win a title, you have your first match, and then you start going on a losing streak, but it's not for the title. It's just like you know what I mean?
I mean, I've not been really in wrestling long enough to experience something of that sort. I mean, I had a match against Tim Strange, and he's been doing it for like 20 years. So, I mean, and I've been doing it for like, what, 2 years? So, out of the two, I think we already know who knows better, and it's obviously him. But stuff like that doesn't bother us. Like, at least I get to go out there and do what I love.
That's awesome. So, when the show is over and you guys are all done packing the ring away, where is that one location that you guys go to eat dinner, or do you go with your girlfriend after the shows? What is that food you always have to have?
We don't really like. I know that there's a couple of like the guys that like they go for dinner like the next day, but we don't really like after the show. We don't really go like for dinner or anything. But yeah.
Thanks, Ace. These are my favorite. These are my trademark. Everybody has a kayfabe. These are my glasses. These are my trademark, Ace. These are, oh yeah, you know, I have different versions. These are my thick boys. My thick boys. You got the thick boys today. Riley, yeah. My thick boys. My sister suggested my mom for me to get these because my ones without the lenses. She says they look unprofessional. I'm like, I wore those for like 3 years. Nobody said anything. like now when I like the lenses, but at the same time that you can see the glare.
Yeah.
Light, or if like you really look close, fingerprints for days. But no, we're not talking about that. No fingerprints. We don't talk about the fingerprints. But so you really don't need anything after a show. Is there anything you eat before a show that gets you ready, gets you going?
In all honesty, I don't eat before a show. Because I think it was JJ Hall. He told us. He was like, I one show I came in, I had like loads of like junk food and that, and he was like, "Why are you eating before a show?" And I'm just hungry. He's like, "No, don't do that because you'll bloat." And I was like, now that he says it, it is right. And then when I started taking the shirt off, because I'd never like when I first started, I used to wear like a shirt. When I started taking my shirt off, I was like, actually, nah, I see what he means. So then I just try not to eat before a show.
They said hot dogs. They said where is it? Hot dogs. Riley, Alfie says hot dogs. I'm getting it's Alfie wrong. I'm thinking it's Alfie like Alfie that I know from LWF and that I've known forever.
Someone who I train with.
You know, there's a female Alfie in wrestling, right? Like, if you don't know Alfie, you need to look her up. She's pretty cool. She's a sweet girl. And her friend Dee Dee. And we got some more
Whoa, Big Chris.
Big Chris. Big Chris is another wrestler. Definitely
Hey,
DM me, dude.
that's coach.
Yeah. Got some more in here. We got this one right here.
Have you ever thought about wrestling in the Northwest? Coming from a person who goes all over the country, the Northwest scene stands out for me, and it's very good with some amazing talent. I mean, if I got the opportunity to go there, I would love to, but I don't think I'm at the level really to be going out there. Like, I'm happy with what I'm doing now. I'm just gonna try and push myself until I know like I'm comfortable doing that stuff. But at the minute, I don't think it's on the cards for us. Yeah, I just want to get more experience and then eventually do stuff like that. Depends on how long that takes. I don't really care, but yeah, as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm not too fussed.
Yeah, you got what you got. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what you got. You know what I mean? Most people don't know what they have till it's gone. But is there any matches that you are definitely not ready for in your young career?
Um, you see, I wouldn't really know. I mean, I would never do like death match stuff. Like, I just like when it comes to stuff like that, I'm a bit of a pussy. You know what I mean? So
I get it, dude.
yeah, so I probably would never do anything like that. But like, I mean, there's so many different type of matches in wrestling. So like, you wouldn't, like, I wouldn't know how many there is actually. You know what I mean? I couldn't just list them all. I wouldn't. I couldn't list them all off. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
like, there's that many. You don't know how many there is.
Is there any wrestlers that you've been scouting on the Instas or the Twitter, the X's or the Facebooks that are from the UK that they're young like you that you want to work with?
Um, no, not really. I mean, there's like you see people on like Instagram and stuff like that, but like I wouldn't go out my way to be like I want to wrestle them because like it's not up to me who chooses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I just yeah, I'd rather just let things pan out the way they are. I wouldn't want to like try and do something to change things. So then that might change a lot of things, and like you know, let things play out the way they're supposed to. I'd say.
Yeah. Let things live. Let them breathe. Breathe and they'll come back. um who made your gear?
So a guy called M2M, he made me wrestling gear. So, originally I wore some like yellow and black gear, but that was like cheap gear from like Amazon or something. And then I was like, you know what, I should get some gear made. So then I spoke to this guy M2M. It was me coach Chris who like told us about him. So I was like, oh, I'll message him. So I drew up the design of my gear, and then like a month later, the guy had delivered it. So I was like, and I tried it on. I was like, yeah, this is amazing.
Like when you're looking for gear online, like the Amazons or any of those websites that people look for gear, are you the type of person that really looks into the stuff before you actually push
Um,
send, or do you just
yeah,
jump?
no. So basically, I ordered some like boots, like do you know like the ones that Shawn Michaels used to wear in his first run, like with
Oh,
a
like
strap.
kind of like the cow print, right?
No, not the cow print ones, like the black with a bit of white on them. Um,
Yeah. Okay.
so I bought a pair of them, and they arrived and like they just didn't fit us. So I'm like, oh, and then I ended up getting another pair for free, but it was because I was stupid and I didn't do my measurements properly. But I mean, I go through wrestling boots like there's no tomorrow. Honestly, I can't make up my mind. Like I used to wear kick pads, and then I went to the like Shawn Michaels type boots, and then now I just wear like a traditional like black pair. But like, yeah, it's a bad habit.
Yeah, it's hard because you're dealing with when you're in the ring, you're also dealing with the type of mat you're on. Like do you ever have to like really test the ropes when you get to an arena? Because I know you're with the same place. You always with the same group of
Um,
people, right?
I mean, you see, like, obviously people would know if the ropes aren't tight or stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it gets checked, like, because people put up the ring and stuff like that, and like that stuff all gets checked. And if someone's not happy with like the ropes and stuff, they'll get tightened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm like, because I know wrestlers that get to shows, get their gear on, get their call, and I went to a show in Allentown. I mean, wherever I was with my dad, and normally wrestlers are not in the ring. It's just the people, the ring just setting up. This dude went in the ring and hit the ropes back and forth. You thought it was the Ultimate Warrior. Boom, 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 boom. Flip, 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 boom, boom. He went back and forth like 5 times. If I was looking at him, if I was dizzy, I would have been like, he just hit them, and his back had, that people ask me that are not wrestlers, Joe, those ropes, those must be like, rubber bands, like little. I'm like, no, those are cable. And I said, what are they? And I pointed up at the cable, the lines. Am I right? Like those lines that
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't even know what they're made of.
I use that as an example, Riley. And they were like, you mean they're like cable wires? I'm like, sort of. Like those are not like those are not like shoelaces that they're bouncing into. That thing got hurt. They're like there was red marks on the guy's back. It was
Yeah,
like looks like he got hit by a kendo. I'm like, could
I mean,
have.
sometimes after training, I'll look at me back, and then like you can literally see the print of the rope on me back and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh well.
Well, it comes with the territory, Riley. You can just say that it comes with the territory of being a wrestler. So, do you, when it comes like the people that don't know, that are non-wrestling fans that is it hard for you to explain that you're a professional wrestler when you come around with bumps and bruises on you?
I wouldn't get. I don't. To be fair, I do get. I know it's gonna sound weird, but I do get bumps and bruises. But like, it's not where people can see them. Like, it'll be like on my shoulder up here, and like obviously I'm wearing a shirt and stuff like that. I mean, at college, um, it was a weird thing explaining that I was a wrestler. Like because I do sport at college, and then everyone's like, "Oh, what sports do people do?" And people are like, "Oh, football, basketball," and then they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm like, "Wrestling." They're like, wrestling, like why? What? And then they're like, at first they're like, "Oh, MMA," and I was like, "No, like pro wrestling, like WWE," and they're like, and then they just start like they ask the questions, and then that building up to the "is it fake" question. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I hate that. I get that all the time, Riley. And I'm like, I can't even tell you. They're like, well, you know, because they probably tell you all their behind the scenes stuff. And I'm like, I'm a podcaster. I don't get that, but yes, I get it sometimes, and I'm so nervous that I know what the hell's about to happen. Or I get to the show not so early, but I'm there when they're just still talking to each other, Riley, going, and I'm like trying not to look. I'm like, don't look. They're fucking plotting the match. It's like watching two people like plot that they're gonna eat a sandwich and how they're gonna eat the sandwich. And I'm like, no. As long as I'm sharing that sandwich with you, and I kind of in my brain, my joke brain, yes, I'm sharing with that sandwich. I'm enjoying that match, but I don't want to spoil the match by going. I watched them talk about how he's gonna throw him into the rope. You're gonna throw
Yeah,
him into the rope, clothesline him, give him the finishing move, and it's gonna be a short match. You know what I mean?
yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I sometimes if I hear like a result of a, sometimes if I hear the result of a match or something, I will be a bit gutted sometimes. Like, oh, I was looking forward to that, or like when I'm watching like say WWE on the telly, and I'm like, I want to catch up. Like I haven't like seen like at the minute I haven't seen the last episode of SmackDown. Um, and like I seen online where it's like, oh, like Randy and LA Knight won, and I was like, oh, you see now I don't even want to go back and watch it because like now I know what's gonna happen. So like every time I see like one of the other guys do a move on like Randy or LA Knight, I'm like, oh, well, it's obviously gonna kick out. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
like, but it's sometimes sharing stuff like that, like, or like when you see online, like, do you know, like when you see the dirt sheets and stuff like that, and it's like such and such is returning tonight. I'm like, oh well. Sometimes they're not all, the dirt sheets aren't always right, but
Yeah.
when it does kind of spoil it a bit.
Did you see the dirt sheets a few weeks ago when they had the thing where they put the belt on Raw, the little blanket that they put over the belt, and all over the dirt sheets, over they're revealing a new title, they're revealing and my buddy Justin J Beans, the Balor Club guy, was like, "Man, you fell for that thing too, Joe." I was like, "No, I didn't fall for it, but I was like pretty interested in what new title they're revealing." And he goes, "No, man, it wasn't revealing a belt. They were just, prepping for the women's match. I don't know why they covered the women's title."
I
Like,
I did wonder that as well. Like, I seen it on like Instagram and stuff like that, and I didn't read the caption. I was like, oh, there's a new belt, but then it turns out they just covered. I was
they
like,
just covered the women's title. Like, that's how you get fans to mess up news. I'm like, that'll be me on the dudes page. Oh my god, new belt revealed. And everybody's like, Joe, take that down. I'm like, son of a delete. Oh, idiot.
I'm such a mark. Like, I'll admit it. Like, there'll be something reported online, and then I'll go to training like the next day and be like, oh my god, guys, yeah, what, like, who's meant to be coming back? And they're all looking at us and like, you do realize that is not gonna happen. Like, that is not happen. And like, they'll be like, and I'll be like, no, it is, and I'll try and argue the case. And then when the event comes and the thing doesn't happen, I'm like,
you look like the fool out of all your friends.
the only prediction I've ever been right with is when CM Punk came back.
Oh, it's Survivor Series, right?
Yeah, everyone was like, no, he's not coming back. And then I was like, he's coming back. And then they're like, nah. I mean, a couple of people did also say that, but like, it was more people saying he wasn't going to come back than was. And then I was part of the group that was saying he was going to come back. And then when he came back the next day in training, I was just like, yep, told you so.
Yeah. So, Riley, if my fans want to follow you on social media, how can they find you?
So I've got a YouTube channel. It's called Pro Riley Wallis. I've got an Instagram page. It's called Pro Riley Wallis as well. And I've also got a TikTok as well. That's called Pro Riley Wallis X. I do also have a Facebook page, but I don't really post much on there. But that is also called Pro Riley Wallis as well. So it's a recurring theme.
Yeah. Do you have any merch if anybody wants to pick up any merch?
You see this hat? I'm going to be selling that at the next show. My current T-shirt is on the FTW shop alongside like everyone else from FTW's merch and stuff like that. So if people want to go check that out, they should, because there's lots of like nice T-shirts on there and stuff like that. But yeah.
Hats off. Get the hat off. He says, "Get the hat off."
I've got the hat on.
Hat on, hat off. I if I can go through the screen, I'm like, I'll take the hat. I'll wear that. I'm bald. I'm cold. My head's cold. But Riley, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Thank you so much for helping share your stories. Please tell your wrestling friends. I know half of them. I know Bella and Timothy, so they'll be like, Joe, what a nice guy. And then you turn off the microphone, and Bella's like, "What an annoying bastard!" Just kidding, no. Bella loves me. She'll be like, "Bella," she's like, "Joe, he's almost the same height as me." I'm 5'1". I think she's like 4 foot. What? I think she's like really. I forgot how tall they said she was, Bella.
I wouldn't know how tall. I wouldn't know how tall she is, but
am I really? If I stand next to someone, Riley, and I have to do this or this, okay, then I'm taller than them. Or I'm like, oh, every picture I take with a wrestler is always this.
I mean, I'm about like 7 or 8, so I'm not the tallest. So
I'm 5'1", so it's kind of like, yeah, Joe's short. Don't judge. Everybody loves me, but no, not everybody. But thank you, Riley. This was such a blast. Definitely would like to have you back on before the year's done. I'm Joe Panther III.
And I'm Ray Wallis.
And we will catch you in the next one. Now, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more fun with 8.5. Yes. And we will catch you in the next one.